And we start this video with the second and last part from the first arc, introduction arc, and so let's begin. When he wakes up, he's taken somewhere with the devil hunters, his stomach growling, and he says that he hasn't eaten, to which the girl responded that they didn't have breakfast either, so they should stop and have a bite. When Denji hears this, he awkwardly says that he's broke, to which the girl replies that she'll pay for his food, and then give him her jacket, saying that people would stare if he walks around shirtless. He looks to the girl and thinks that people always treated him as something dirty, but this girl is treating him nicely and is cute, so he realizes that he's in love with her. Soon they stop for a bite before some random fella burst in saying that a devil kidnapped his daughter. The girl gets the details, and then the chef tells her that her udon is ready, so she asks Denji about his name and he answers her. She then follows by ordering him to save the girl since she doesn't want her udon to get Sagai. Tries to say no before a suit says that an extremely experienced hunter is on the job, and the girl tells him that he's her pet and she doesn't need a dog that says no. Before saying something so horrifying so casually, and that is that they euthanize dogs in crime division. Horrified as he should be, Denji runs quickly to save the girl. Denji thinks to himself that this girl was so nice he even liked, but then turned out to be a psycho who treats him like a dog. He then is reminded by Pochita before hearing the little girl and going to her, seeing her having fun with the devil. When she notices Denji, she jumps to protect the devil. She then proceeds to say that her dad beats her every day, but this nice devil came to her aid and pleads Denji to not kill it. Denji thinks, and then he tells the girl that all three of them can run away together since he had a devil friend and knows that not all devils are evil. Then the girl asks if they can really run away, and Denki says they surely can. However, when the gills claps his hands and start laughing, her face starts deforming and Denji finds himself being lifted up in the air with devil showing its gross worm-like true form. Shocked, he wonders what happened, and the devil says that he'll show him something cool before he kills him, and that he isn't a worm devil but a muscle devil. Gross either way. He then controls Denji muscles before having the girl saying how the devil is going to mess her up, and then he deforms her face, messing with it while making her laugh. However, Denji giggles and before flipping the kill switch and cutting the muscle devil, saying that now he has no reason to spare a low life like him before slicing him to bits and pieces. Then we see the girl watching at a distance, saying that Denji is a useful dog, and he emerges from the woods. Denji responds with a woof before collapsing, but the girl catches him again and asks if he's okay. He then says that she smells so good and apologies for falling since he cut himself with the chainsaw and that made him lose a lot of blood. She asks how he became like this, and he says that his old pet Pochita became his heart. As he continue explaining, the girl says that his condition, historically speaking, is extremely rare. So rare it isn't confirmed or given a name, but she believes him since she has an especially good nose and says that he isn't lying. She says that he has both the scent of a devil and of a human. Denji blushes, and then his stomach reminds him that he wants some of that udon. The girl then asks him if he can feed himself, to which Denji responds by saying that he can. However, he stops midway and realizes that he can't. So as the girl is feeding an overjoyed Denji, she asks him if it's good, and he responds like a dog. Then she says that she can't believe he enjoyed a soggy udon, it's like he's a dog. Denji blushes a little and asks the girl what her name is, to which responds that it's Makima. Simply taken aback by the beauty of her name, Denji asks what sort of guy she's into. Makima thinks for a moment, then says, "It's people just like you, Denji." Denji thinks for a moment, confused, then says, "Isn't that me?" When he realizes it, he says that he likes her too, then realizes she's not there. However, Makima calls him and shows him that she's taking him to the Devil Hunters Tokyo headquarters. Then it is explained that there is over 1,000 devil hunter in Tokyo alone and her bureau offered paid days off, but Denji only thinks of what she said earlier and starts imagining his future with her. She hands Denji a uniform telling him they normally work in one and that he'll meet his colleagues after he changes. Makima introduces him to Aki Hayakawa and starting today they are both partners. Denji starts to complain saying that he wants to work with Makima, but before he can say any more Aki drags him off, and Makima tells him that if he does well then they'd be able to WPRK together. While patrolling the streets Aki tells Denji to follow him and then in an alleyway Aki starts beating Denji, ouching him in the face and kneeing him in the stomach. Afterwards he lights a smoke and tells Denji that he'll beat him up if he shows up tomorrow, then says that people with weak reasons like paycheck or fame are the first to die. Saying that the only devil hunters still alive that he worked with are the ones with conviction. He says that Denji only became a devil hunter to chase Makima. Then he throws his cigarette at Denji and puts it out with a spit. Then he turns away and says that he'll do him a favor and tell Makima that he ran away. However, Denji stands up and hit him between the legs, ouch. As he hits poor Aki he explains that today is the first day he felt like human, and it was the first time someone treated him to a meal his entire life. And that if being a devil hunters for these reasons is shallow then he'll die to keep things the way they are now. Aki stands up and fights back, tackling Denji and continue to punch him. And as he was delivering punches he got hit between the legs again. Enraged Denji asks him if he likes Makima too. Aki is unable to reply and collapses away, stating that Denji really only aimed for the balls. Returning to the headquarters, Denji says that Aki was attacked by a testicle devil, but Aki states that it's a lie. Makima asks if they can get along, but both of them give contradictory answers. Makima has Denji join Aki's experimental squad, but Aki says that he doesn't need a weirdo as his squad is already filled with them. Makima tells him that his squad was meant to be experimental, which makes Aki confused, wondering what is Denji. Makima says that Denji can turn into a devil, and stunned Aki says that cases like this are just myths. But she says that he's a special case and should he leave or quit he'd be put down like a devil. Not understanding the situation, Denji asks what she mean, and Makima says that they'll be working together till death do them part. After leaving, Denji asks Aki if Makima is a bad or a good person, to which Aki says that he should be grateful that he is even alive. But as Denji insists, Aki tells him that she is definitely a good person, since she saved his life. As he says this, Denji remembers how she hugged him, then cheekily remarks at the melons she carries around, which Aki instantly perks up at. Later on, Denji and Aki starts living together and the dream of the legendary beard slice is finally completed. But Aki gets annoyed after seeing the mess that Denny leaves around the house, and the amount of times he had to use the bathroom, pushing him to the breaking point. Before he erupts, Aki receives a call as there is an appearance of a fiend in the eastern Narima residence. After arriving to the location, they head towards the room where the fiend is. As they arrive there, Denji asks what a fiend is, and Aki explains that a fiend is a devil using a human corpse as a host, and are easily identified by the heads as they see it. He explains on that fiend's take on the hosting devil personality. Aki demands Denji to kill the fiend and show his devil powers to prove himself. However, Denji decapitates and kills the devil with a garden axe. Before Aki finishes the sentence, he goes on and says to a confused Aki that if he goes and use his power it'd be a little overboard, and he wanted to give a painless death to the fiend. Aki gets angry and explains that fiends may be half devils, but they are still devils, and he shouldn't sympathize with them as they don't have feelings like humans. Intensely, Aki tells him that a devil killed his entire family in front of his eyes, and those cops down there are his mates and they risk their lives every day for their wives and children. Everyone around them is serious, but Denny is not. Aki says that he wants to kill devils in the most suffering way possible and questions Denji's morality about befriending devils, to which Denji says that if there are any devils that could be his friends then he'll take them as he never had any before. However, impressed by his answers, Aki tells him that he'll remember that before leaving the room. As Denji looks down, he saw some of those magazines, and he then reveals that he didn't want to use his chainsaw as they would spray blood all over those collectible magazines. He then thinks to himself that he can shower, eat tasty food, and see a lovely lady almost every day as well. Here's everything he wanted already, but feels like something is missing. He knows that Aki's goal is revenge or something. Then he wonders if Makima has a dream of her own, and while thinking of her he comments that he wants to touch her melons. Denji then realizes that what he thought is impossible is now possible with his current life. While he thinks back on what Aki said, Denji thinks that now he has found a serious goal, and that goal is to touch some of those melons. Now going back to the headquarters, Aki tells the dreamy Denji to watch his mouth before Makima informs him that she's pairing him up with a new partner. Dwindling on this thought, Makima explains to him that they pair agents with new partners for small-scale missions and patrols once the partner arrives, though Makima leaves and warns him that she's a friend. Power then makes her entrance, telling all humans to cower before her as she's called Power. Denji starts to wonder if fiends can be devil hunters, but as he sees her chest he quickly accepts her and greets her, saying he's excited to work with her. And here you have it, folks. This is the end of the first and best arc to introduce newcomers to the story. Next arc is going to be a much fiercer one, so like and subscribe for what's to come.